Howdy do, folks. Here's the old mountain man talking at you from the backside of this here lake in the hills of Arkansas. And today's survival topic is going to be water. And whatever else that happens to pop into my head. Because water is really it's a very important topic. Very important aspect of survival. But it's really a very simple thing to come by, but a lot of people don't know this method that I'm going to speak of. It has to do with modifying one of these little techniques, I'm going to call it, for gathering a small amount of water in a confined space. I think most of all of us have seen these old videos where people will take a tree limb, like a oak tree limb or a maple tree limb, whatever, and take a plastic bag and put it over it and wrap tape around it or tie it up. In a matter of, half a day, you might come up with something like maybe half a cup of water, quarter cup of water, something like that. That's not good enough. That's good enough to supplement what you might drink with one turn at your canteen. That's basically useless. And what about whenever you dig a hole in the ground? You put a container in that hole. You put a piece of plastic over the top and you weight it down with a rock in the center. And you wait for the moisture to condense on the plastic. What are you going to get? Another quarter cup of water? Depends on how big the hole is, how big the plastic is, and how big the container is. And I've seen holes dug in the ground that was 5 feet in diameter with 8, maybe 9 feet of plastic sheeting over the top of that hole, weighted down with a stone in the center, and all the four corners, all the edges were covered with dirt and rocks to weight it all down around the edges. And they came away with a pint of water. Wasn't really worth the effort. But here's something I learned from practical experience. You can always double, triple, and even quadruple the amount of water you get from that little hole in the ground and the plastic trick. You add more water inside the hole. Let it soak in the ground. You can even bring it up to where the ground is completely saturated and keep switching out the containers. Do that, just like I said, by adding more water into that dirt. You're basically only getting the amount of moisture that's in the dirt to begin with. If you only use the cup down in the hole with the plastic covering that hole, and it's all sealed up all around, weighted down with your dirt and other debris from where you dug that hole out. Damn woodpecker over there. Jeez. Aggravating. I hear a damn airboat out there on the lake. Oh, I hate them things. At any rate, folks, you get your hole dug in the ground to help to get your water condensation contraption going. And then, before you do anything else, after you get that hole dug, you get you some stump water, lake water, creek water, whatever. Because whatever contaminants are in that water naturally, I'm talking natural contaminants like biological contaminants like Giardia, Cryptosporia. Well, there's Little Bear. What are you doing? knucklehead. Just like his old cue or something. You big knothead. But anyway, getting back to the water thing before my buddy showed up here. You get that water, dump it off into that hole and let it soak in real good. And if you want, you can get that ground completely saturated and keep adding water to it and adding water to it until you got a puddle in there, and build yourself a little platform to put your container on, or use a piece of trash like a metal can or whatever for a platform to keep your freshwater container above that puddle that's in that hole. And you set your plastic up, and that dirty water, it'll evaporate up, and it'll be clean condensation on the plastic, and you'll end up with way more water than what you would ordinarily get if you didn't wet down that soil inside that hole. I can't really figure out a way to double or triple the water condensation method whenever you put a plastic bag around a tree limb. You know, that's basically just worthless information somebody's put out there to look cool. You know, I've seen it done, and yeah, it's neat, whatever. It makes a cool little kid science trick or something for some little school project. That's about it. It's not really any use to anyone in a survival situation. But the main way that's how, what I just got through explaining about putting the water in a hole that you dig. Put your container in there, even if it has to be on a platform. If your ground's saturated, you got a puddle in there. You keep switching that container out as it fills up. And yeah, you do need some bright sunlight, direct sunlight, preferably in an open field or on a hilltop, someplace clear where you can get that done. Well, that's about it for this survival topic video. Not much else comes to mind at the moment, but how's that for you? One of the most important subjects in the world when it comes to survival is your water. Your body is 90, 98, 97, whatever % water. We all need it. And that's for dang sure. And whenever that water evaporates, as I said before, and it condenses on that plastic, it's pure clean water going back into that container. And all the trash and everything, all the pollutants is left in the dirt. And if worse comes to worse, you could use your own urine as liquid. And believe you me, think about it. You take a leak out here on the ground somewhere, or wherever you are, and the contaminants of whatever makes that liquid coming out of you, urine, it stays in the ground. The moisture evaporates back up in the air. It's clean, evaporated water going back up in the clouds. That's why ground where somebody's been pissing long enough stinks. Now, right, little bird, you piss on everything, don't you? Except me. You piss on me, I'll kick you in the butt so hard your nuts will be in your eye sockets. But you wouldn't do that to me, would you, huh? And I wouldn't kick you, would I? Warhead. What? You smell ramen noodles on my breath? People always wonder, how can you make Can you make your own urine clean? It is possible. And like I said, in a worst case scenario, if there's no water source around to saturate that water inside that hole, and you got to take a leak, piss around inside that hole in the ground, put that container in there, put the plastic over the top, weight it down along the edges. Little bear, quit falling in my hand, you bonehead, you're distracting me. Weight down the edges so that condensation can't get out around the edges of your plastic. Get it all done with, and when that water, that moisture from that urine will condense on the plastic, and it'll be pure clean water. I know it sounds gross, but it's logic and it's physics. Can't deny that, can't dispute it. It's been done. Others have done it because I taught them how. I've never seen anyone do it on any one of these TV shows, these survival shows and crap like that. Never even heard of it being done. I've seen people take urine and put it in a plastic bottle, and then take another plastic bottle and tape the two top ends together, and set the one with the urine downhill, and then set one uphill and kind of crook it a little bit, and that condenses up into the other end. And I'm gonna cover a little subject here right quick. We got we're right up on 12 minutes and 4 seconds. Here's a little experiment for you. Get 2 glass containers, like 2 cups, 2 jars, whatever. One with dirty water in it. Get you a strip of cloth big enough and you set one with the dirty water up on a high spot. Set an empty container down low. You take a strip of cloth that can bridge the gap between the two. Make sure it's down all the way down in, touching the bottom of that container of dirty water. Make sure that strip of cloth is touching the bottom inside that container of dirty water, and make sure that the other end is at least 1 to 2 inches over into the empty container. And through a course of time, that water will travel up and down that piece of cloth into that empty container, leaving behind all the dirt. And try that out. See if I ain't right on that one. Well, this is it for the survival topic video number 5 in a series that I'm putting out here for most anybody to view. If you find this information useful, please pass it on. Share it on your Facebook or your whatever social networking site you're on, if you have folks that are interested in these kind of topics. Or hit the like button if you want to. And I've got, like I said, 4 more videos in this series, and I'm adding them all to a playlist on my channel. You can go take a look. Just click on the name down there by my picture below this video, above the description box. Click on the name Mountain Man 1478, and it'll take you right to my channel. Look down there toward the bottom of my channel, and you'll find those playlists. And for now, this is the old Mountain Man signing off from the backside of this here lake in the hills of Arkansas. Y'all take care of each other. Be good to one another. Watch out for those little wolves in sheep's clothing that'll try to pull a wool over your eyes and get one over on you. Well, see y'all later. Adios.